Good morning. Can you all please stand and help me welcome our white coat recipients? morning. Please be seated. All right, thank you. So, first I'd like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Lennox J. Andrew, Minister for Economic Development, Planning, Agriculture, and Lands, Forestry, Marine Resource, and Cooperatives. Dr. Glenn Jacobs, Provost. Dr. K. Page Carmichael, our keynote speaker. Dr. Neil Olson, Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Callum McPherson, Dean of Graduate Studies. Dr. Lucy Eugene, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Lucy Clunes, Dean of Students. Dr. Brenda Kirkby, Chair of the Neuroscience Department, representing Dr. Marius Lucas, Dean of the School of Medicine. Dr. Brendan LaGrenade, Vice Provost for Institutional Advancement. Dr. Kim Cummings, Chief Veterinary Officer, Minister of Agriculture and Lands. Other faculty members, staff, specially invited guests, parents, students, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I'd also like to acknowledge all SGU, SVM faculty, graduates that are present, and invite them to stand. Thank you. All right. So my name is Dr. Allison Inga, and I am a 2014 graduate of the School of Veterinary Medicine. Thank you. Thank you. So it is an immense honor to be here with you today and welcome you as you start your journey into this wild and wonderful profession of veterinary medicine. So my vet school journey started in January of 2010. I sat just where you are right now, and I was filled with equal parts of pride, because I had finally made it to vet school, excitement for what was to come, and sheer terror. What had I gotten myself into? So there was probably also a little bit of rum punch in there, but that's a story for another day. So the following 3 years were some of the most challenging, but also some of the most rewarding years of my life. There were late nights of studying, early morning classes, labs, surgeries, and farm calls that all prepared me to hit the ground running the moment I entered my clinical year at the University of Georgia. But it was the supportive community here that helped me find my voice as an advocate for animal welfare. Okay. I founded a little club that you may have heard of called Angels in Armor Animal Rescue Fund. Lovingly known as ARF. To provide funds for the island's strays that were in need of emergency medical care. Since I left the island at the end of 2012, I have been nothing short of amazed to see how my little club has grown as each class takes over its leadership, making it bigger and better, but most importantly, making it their own. The future leaders of ARF are in this room amongst you right now. So I want to thank you in advance for continuing my legacy as it becomes yours too. After my graduation in 2014, I completed a small animal rotating internship at Red Bank Vet Hospital in New Jersey. I worked in general practice and emergency for a couple of years until 2016 when I ran into our Dr. Tara Patterson at a dermatology conference in Bordeaux, France. At that conference, I told her I had found my calling in veterinary dermatology. I started my residency in 2017 and became a board-certified veterinary dermatologist in 2020. Looking back, choosing St. George's University was a pivotal moment in my life, a decision driven by my passion for veterinary medicine and the pursuit of a comprehensive education in a vibrant, diverse environment. Little did I know that this decision would shape not only my professional career, but also my personal life in ways I could never have anticipated. I met my wonderful husband, Trevor, here, and we were married on the beach at La Luna 12 years ago this past weekend. Awesome, thank you. Here together, we forged lifelong friendships with classmates, staff, faculty members, and Grenadians alike. At St. George's University and Grenada are not just a place where I studied veterinary medicine. It is truly a second home, as I know it will be for all of you. So, while you are here learning as much as you can, don't forget to take a moment and get out there and enjoy this amazing opportunity you have to be here on the beautiful island of Grenada. So, St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine aims to offer exceptional opportunities for veterinary education and graduate studies for students from an international community comparable to the finest veterinary programs in the US or elsewhere. We aim to provide professional services to Grenada and other Caribbean locales while establishing a reputation for research and educational excellence. St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine accepted its first class in August of 1999 and has accepted 2 classes each year since then. SGU SVM conducts its 1st through 6th term classes on the True Blue campus in Grenada. Students then complete their 4th year clinical training at one of 31 affiliated universities in the US, UK, Canada, Ireland, or Australia. 2005 marked a milestone for the SVM when the Society of Phi Zeta, the National Veterinary Honor Society for veterinary faculty and students, installed its first international chapter at St. George's University. To date, SGU SVM has over 2,000 graduates from all over the world, including, get ready, it's a list, the USA, UK, Canada, Sweden, Ireland, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Barbados, Bermuda, Jamaica, Venezuela, Russia, Mexico, Colombia, Japan, Lesotho, Portugal, Germany, Botswana, Pakistan, South Africa, and Israel, who are licensed to practice in 41 states in the US, UK, Canada, and Grenada. In September 2011, the American Veterinary Medical Association Council on Education, the AVMA-COE, announced its full accreditation of the university's Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program for 7 years. The DVM program was reaccredited by the AVMA-COE in October 2018 for a further 7 years. In 2016, the American Animal Hospital Association, AHA, gave its stamp of approval accrediting the School of Veterinary Medicine's Small Animal Clinic for 2 years, making it the second practice outside the United States and Canada to earn this distinction. The clinic was reaccredited for 3 years by the AHA in January 2019, and again in December 2022 for an additional 3 years. SGU SVM continues to strive towards establishing leading-edge veterinary knowledge, expanding its curriculum, and leveraging new technology in state-of-the-art laboratories and classrooms. So now, it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Glenn Jacobs, Provost of St. George's University, who brings greetings from the university administration.
Thank you, Dr. Inga. Good morning. Once again, welcome, Minister. Very nice to have you here with us today. So on behalf of St. George's University, I would like to welcome all of you to SGU and the island of Grenada. A special word of welcome to all the parents, family, and friends present here today. So when I saw all the students coming in here, this is probably one of our biggest classes ever, just over 200, and we didn't even have enough seats here at the back, so we had to make some space in front. That's a great problem to have. So very, very happy to have all of you here. I hope you are enjoying your stay here on the island. You are fortunate to be visiting us during a very special time here in Grenada. This year, Grenada is celebrating its 50th anniversary of independence. Yeah, that's a big thing. That's a huge thing. So you might have noticed all the red, green, and gold colors. So we at SGU are very happy to celebrate this event with the community of Grenada. So while you're here, and I speak to, especially to the parents, loved ones that are present here today, and to you students, experience some of these traditions and traditional dishes here on the island of Grenada. Whether it's some callaloo soup, I think you're probably going to struggle to get a little bit of oil down now, but do that at some stage while you're here in Grenada. And also, you know, a lot of you like fish. And if you're in the restaurant, you always say, well, what kind of fish should I have? And then they'll say, mai. And for those of you that gets confused with the name of the fish, it's got 3 names. So it's mai, dorado, or dolphin. Any one of those, same fish. Have that, it's delicious. And if you then want to take something with you back home, just to remember Grenada, one of the things we love here on the island is a little bit of hot sauce. So there's a little bottle that's called Baron hot sauce. You can buy it at the airport. You can buy it at the grocery store. Easy to transport. Take that as a little memento. I do not work for Baron. I work at SGU. Students, I'm very happy to welcome you in person. Now, I will not be addressing you that often. The next time I probably speak to you as a group will be during your graduation. You'll be amazed how quickly that will be. Now, sitting here today, you must have had and have dreams and goals. Now, the following quote relates to that, and you might even know it. The quote is from one of my favorite actors, Denzel Washington. And, yep, I see some of you at least know him, and hopefully you know the quote. And he said, dreams without goals are just dreams, and ultimately they fuel disappointment. On the road to achieving your dreams, you should apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency. Because without discipline commitment, you will never start, but without consistency, you will never finish. So remember that. You remember nothing of me ever, remember Denzel Washington, and remember the quote. So pursue your dreams, your goals, be consistent, and remember this special day. Now, I will encourage you to take time, again, to explore Grenada, to know this great community. SVM is an integral part of our SGU community. I don't know how many of you attended the opening of the Hills, let me get this right, the Hills Bark Dog Park. Is that correct? Did you guys attend that on Wednesday? What a great facility. What a unique facility to have on a campus. And it not only adds to the well-being of our pets, it also adds to the well-being of us. And that is open for the whole university. So I think that is truly very unique for a university to have that facility. I'm looking forward to interacting with you during your time here at SGU. When you see me on campus, I'm there in the Chancery. Please stop and introduce yourself and just say hi. So enjoy this special day. Congratulations, you deserve it. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Neil Olson, Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine. Thank you.
Thank you, Provost Jacobs, for that kind and elaborate introduction. Just joking. It is my pleasure, it is also my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to St. George's University. To our students, Today is your next step along the road of realizing your dream of becoming a veterinarian. Thank you all for being a part of this wonderful event. I want to shout out a special thank you to all the parents and family members that are here. You have helped and nurtured this incoming class of veterinary students. This white coat ceremony is a symbolic representation of your entry into the profession of veterinary medicine and a demonstration of your commitment to upholding the code of professional conduct expected of medical professionals. At our School of Veterinary Medicine, there's no doubt what our collective job number one is, and that's to educate veterinary students. Our primary role is to prepare students not only to become licensed veterinarians, but also to become leaders in the many facets of career opportunities that our dynamic profession offers. I love saying this for 50 years. It is truly an exciting time to be a veterinarian. It is truly an exciting time to embrace change within our profession. And in my 50 years as a veterinarian, I have sure seen a lot of change. To the graduating class of 2028, don't be scared, that's not very far away, actually. I want to say there are many aspects of becoming a veterinarian you will soon encounter that go beyond the diagnosis and treatment of animal maladies and preventative care. In fact, I would argue that the veterinary profession is very much a people-oriented profession. Your success as a veterinarian will have more to do with your interactions with people than any other single variable. And besides, people pay the bills. So in closing, graduating class of 2028, I look forward to meeting you on your graduation day in New York. I look forward to working with you as future alumni as we navigate through the challenges and opportunities that surface in our changing environment. The experiences you will have at St. George's University will serve to enrich you personally and professionally. You have all worked diligently to become veterinary medical students, and I wish you every success as you strive to excel in pursuit of the knowledge, skills, and attributes necessary for your career. Best of luck to you, and I congratulate you on reaching this milestone. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Dr. Paige Carmichael. Dr. Carmichael is professor of veterinary pathology at the University of Georgia College of Veterinary Medicine. She received her Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree from Tuskegee University School of Veterinary Medicine. She completed a combined pathology residency and PhD program at the University of Georgia, and she became a board-certified veterinary anatomic pathologist in 1995. Her true passion is in teaching, and she has been awarded numerous teaching awards, including the Lilly Teaching Fellowship, the Norton Pfizer Teaching Award, and the Tyler Award for Teaching Innovation. She was inducted into the University of Georgia Teaching Academy in 2005, and in 2006, she became the first African-American professor at that university to receive the Josiah Meigs Distinguished Teaching Professorship. In 2015, Dr. Carmichael received the National Iverson Bell Award for her role in leadership in diversifying the veterinary profession. Dr. Carmichael has served and continues to serve in many leadership roles within the profession. She was the University of Georgia's Associate Dean for Academic Affairs from 2006 and 2015. And finally, in 2023, she received the University of Georgia's University-wide Faculty Service Award. She has been honored with the Distinguished Alumnus Award from both of our universities, which of course were Tuskegee University and the University of Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming welcoming Dr. Carmichael with a thunderous round of applause.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so as I watched you all walk in, I have to admit I got a little choked up. I served as Associate Dean for Academic Affairs at the University of Georgia, and I was responsible for running the White Coat Ceremony for 10 years. And even after all of that time, when I see young faces entering an auditorium for their White Coat Ceremony, I still get filled with emotion. And this is not going to work. There we go. So welcome to the best profession on the planet. I always tell people that one of the best things about veterinary medicine is no matter what happens, you will always have a job. I tell people if this whole professor thing doesn't work out, I got other stuff I can do in veterinary medicine. Probably not surgery, I think that would be malpractice, but just about everything else. What I want to do for the next 15 minutes or so is tell you a little bit about my journey into veterinary medicine and some of the things I learned along the way. And as part of the talk, I'm going to show you some of the ugliest pictures of myself that I could find when I was a kid. So, so I was the first child of my parents. My father is an engineer, retired engineer. He worked for the World Bank and dragged his family around the country, so I've lived all over the world. My mother is a professionally trained opera singer who put her career on hold to follow my father around the globe, having children in literally every single continent we visited. My parents were both very strong on the idea of education and the importance. And I was about 15 years old. Yes, that's my glamorous mother and me. I was 15 years old when he sat me down and he asked me what was it I wanted to do. And he really wanted me to think about what I was doing then so that I can have my entire life planned out in advance. I actually did not know. I remember at that time, my passion was more around arts and music. I played the guitar, I sang, I'd competed in a bunch of local and national singer-songwriter competitions, and I'd won. I'd written a book of poetry. They weren't very good, but I'd written a book of poetry by the time I was 15, so that's where my passions lay. But my dad was like, no. Arts are for the hobby. If you want to make a career, you have to pick a real job, like engineering or law. Well, I knew that law was out. I'd seen Law and Order, didn't want to do that. I knew that engineering was out. I've got this issue with numbers. They call it dyschronia or something like that, but dyscalculia. And numbers don't work for me, and I have to really struggle to get them to do what I want them to do. And so I knew that was out. Now, I did love animals, and I was fascinated by science, but I didn't really, okay, I am so sorry. But I didn't really put those two loves together until much later. What I was trying to do, actually, was try to think of something that was science-y, but still had the ability for artistic or creative flair. And so some of the things that I looked at were things like fashion merchandising and design. That turned out to be a much more cutthroat industry than I recognized it was going to be. And I then thought about maybe architecture. There was an artist stick, but there was the math thing happening there too, so that wasn't going to work. And then, of course, I thought about advertising, back to cutthroat. And then I discovered sex. Not in the way you think, no. I went to I was attending an all-girls convent school taught by nuns, and we had this sex education class. Not a whole class, just the one. And in it, we learned all about female and male anatomy, and then the nuns went to, and then the sperm gets into the egg and you have a baby. I had questions. And by the end of that class, it was obvious to me that those questions were not going to be answered by the nuns in that room. So I skipped my typing class and went to the local library. Yes, I was that dweeb that cut class to go to the local library. And at the library, I found out way more about human reproduction than I ever needed to know. But, dweeb that I am, that's not what fascinated me. What fascinated me was this stuff. I looked at the embryos and I realized that the embryos of a human and the embryos of an animal looked almost identical. Why was that? And then there were differences. So the young of a young foal stands after about an hour. A human can't do that until they're about 8, 9 months old. Why was that? And then kittens and puppies, their eyes, they stay closed. Humans, their eyes are open. Why is that? And it was those questions why that led me to veterinary medicine. In sort of a roundabout way, because quite frankly, I wasn't really sure that this was what a veterinarian did. My exposure to veterinary medicine was through my uncle and my aunt, who went to Tuskegee University. And they owned a hospital in Sterling, New Jersey, and I had volunteered there for a couple of weeks, and that was what veterinary medicine looked like to me. Somebody who worked with puppies and kittens in a veterinary hospital. A few other skipped typing classes later, I discovered that there was a whole larger breadth to the veterinary profession. And so I went back to my dad and I said, I know what I want to be. I want to be a veterinarian. And he said, no, you don't. If you're going to go to school for 8 years, you're going to be a real doctor. Well, I knew I didn't want to be a real doctor. I wanted to be a veterinarian. And one of the reasons I knew that is because dog poo and vomit, gross. Human poo and vomit, no way. That was not going to happen. So my father then proceeded to give me or put me in every single bad veterinary job he could possibly find to try to talk me out of it. I worked at this animal quarantine place that, well, let's put it this way. It closed soon after I stopped working there. He then got me a job milking water buffalo at a farm, convinced that this was going to be the one that talked me out of it. But in actuality, I ended up making friends with a very mean male buffalo who was eating Cheerios out of my hand when people were convinced that he was going to attack. And I think all of those things made me recognize that, yes, there's a great breadth. I had come into veterinary medicine for one reason, but I was drawn to it because of the diversity of things that I could learn in that profession. I think that after the foreman at the Water Buffalo farm told my dad that I had made friends with Michael, that was the buffalo's name, he gave in and he said, yes, I can see vet school is the place for you. Now, my parents are not rich, and they had a bunch of children they had to put through college. And so I was lucky enough to get a special scholarship to Tuskegee, which allowed me 6 years of a scholarship. And that meant I had 2 years of undergrad, and if I got into vet school after 2 years, it would pay for my entire scholarship, my entire schooling. However, in this incentive program, Tuskegee only let 5 students in, so you had to be competitive enough to be one of those 5. So I put my nose to the grindstone and worked. I have to say that I probably could have applied myself a little harder, but I really buckled down when the mathematics stuff started happening. I got through algebra fine. Geometry was a little bit of a struggle. Calculus killed me. I didn't fail, I got a D. But even a D was not good enough for me to be competitive. So I got together with my parents, and my parents are amazing. They go into what we call problem-solving mode, in which it's all noses to the grindstone, and we're going to figure out what to do. So what we decided that we were going to do is that I was going to buckle down, and I was going to retake calculus along with physics, which is also another subject I struggled with, but that was the only way I could get the grades I needed to get in to vet school. And I remember telling my dad, I don't think I can do this. And he said to me, if you don't think you can do it, you won't. So you have to believe that you can do this in order for this to happen. And so that's what I did. That spring semester, I really buckled down. I stopped going to any hangouts or parties or anything, and I pulled a B, not just out of physics, but out of calculus as well. I was so thrilled. I still remember when I got the letter in the mail from, this thing is not going by itself. I still remember when I got the letter in the mail saying that I had, at the same time I was with, same time I got the letter, I was with my boyfriend who had also applied for vet school. He was on the regular program, and he'd actually applied 3 times before. And so we both got our letters on the same day, and I tore my letter open, and I looked at it, and it took me a while to really focus on what it said on the paper. I didn't get in. I did not get in, and I had no backup plan. And my boyfriend, who has a bar over his face, because, yeah, he said, well, think how bad you would have felt. I didn't get in either. How bad would you have felt if you had gotten and I didn't? Yeah, black bar. Anyway, so I remember walking down the street, because I didn't have a phone in my house, walking down the street. I think it was raining, it might have been tears, but I sat on the floor of that exact same phone booth and called my parents and said, I let you down. I did not get in. And my parents did what they do best. They went into problem-solving mode. And they said, listen, this is not the end of the world. You're still in a veterinary program. You've got 1 more year. You can do 1 more year of undergrad. You'll apply again. Yes, you'll only have 3 years of a scholarship, but by the time you get to that point, we will have enough money saved for you to finish your last year. Do not worry about it. And they called a bunch of my family members. Again, I didn't have a phone. So what they did was all my family members were sending me cards, encouraging me, telling me how proud they were of me, how great it was that I was going to be a veterinarian and not to worry. I also had my cousin, who was like my sister friend. She said, you know what, don't go start your job right away. In the summer, I had a summer job. Come hang out with me in New York for a while. And while you're in New Jersey for a while, and just air your brain out. You've been working really hard. You need to just take a mental break. So I went to New Jersey and hung out with my cousin Carol, and it was good. We had 10 days of a wonderful time, and on the 11th day, I got a phone call from my dad that said, honey, I got a letter in the mail from Tuskegee Office of Admissions. Do you want me to open it? Yeah, open it. And I'd gotten in. Somebody had deferred a year. One of those 5 had deferred a year, and I was the next on the list. And so I got into vet school. And so it came by the end of the summer. I was in an auditorium, just like you, sitting there, scared, happy, filled with joy and pride that I was entering this profession, listening to a speaker who I have no recollection who they were. But I knew that me sitting there, like you sitting there, meant that I was going to be a veterinarian. And so the next 4 years, as I tell everybody, were the 4 hardest years I ever loved. I made friends there that I still have. This is me at graduation, rocking the fro. And my friends Howard and James, they were my anatomy lab partners, my histology lab partners, and my surgery lab partners. And here we are, click. 30 years later, there's Howard, there's James, we're still hanging tight. As a matter of fact, Howard heard that I was coming here. I've got another friend who lives in Grenada. He's on a plane in because he wants to see if we can all get together again. Those are the kinds of friendships that you build in vet school. So I want to share a little bit about lessons learned. I told you these stories for a reason. So the first thing is choose your people carefully. You want to surround yourself with uplifters and not down-draggers. Here are some of the uplifters in my life. Faculty mentors, some of the greatest students on the planet, and 2 amazing department heads that, one of my first department heads, and that one there, my second to last department head, people who have constantly uplifted me. I can't think what would have happened that if I didn't have people like my cousin Carol, and of course, people like my parents, which leads to my second lesson. Embrace the problem-solving mode. It's not really what happens or what happens to you, it's how you respond to it. Something that I held on to the entire time I was stuck in the Miami airport trying to get to Grenada. Also, value your family. Whether it's your found family, your real family, they are a true asset. And they're literally a phone or video call away. They will be your greatest support over these next 4 years. And then finally, never give up on yourself. That thing that my dad told me really stood out. If you don't think you can do it, then you won't. Which the converse means, if you do think you can do it, you will. And so I'd like to leave you with a beautiful scene of Grenada and one of my favorite quotes that comes from a poem called Desiderata. I don't know how many have heard of it. It's been my mantra for life. Desiderata means the desired things. And it goes like this. This is the last stanza of that poem. You are a child of the universe. No less than the trees or the stars, you have a right to be here. And whether or not it's clear to you, there's no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Strive to be happy. Congratulations. And I hope that in 30 years, even though you don't remember who spoke to you today, you're going to remember how great you felt. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carmichael, for those inspiring words of wisdom. Okay, so based on the recommendations made by the AVMA, our school introduced a professionalism course for the incoming class, and its first component, a 2-day professional attributes workshop called PAWS, was recently completed. A slideshow from this term's PAWS will be shown a little bit later in the ceremony. Yes. It is befitting that after completing this professionalism workshop, you are officially welcomed into the Veterinary Society. The white coat serves as a symbol of professionalism. And to welcome each of you to the veterinary medical profession, SGU SVM will now present you with a white coat. It symbolizes your entry into the profession and your commitment to uphold the duties of the profession. Coating at the white coat ceremony is considered to be an honor and must be pre-approved. To assist with coating, I now invite to the stage Dr. Mohammed Bayat, Associate Dean of Students, School of Veterinary Medicine. It's a little bit of a list, so we'll just get to the end. Dr. Kamashi Kumar, Associate Professor, School of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Thomas Hansen, Professor, School of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Satesh Bidesi, Interim Chair, Large Animal Medicine and Surgery, School of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Naomi Winchester, Instructor, School of Veterinary Medicine. And our keynote speaker, Dr. Paige Carmichael. I also invite Dean Olson to the stage to extend congratulations to each incoming student. And in recognition of our international enrollment, Dr. Tara Patterson, Associate Dean, 4th Year Clinical Training, will call each student by name. So, as we begin, please hold your applause until all students have been coated. For safety, we ask that the audience kindly remain seated and not interrupt the ceremony by taking pictures in the forward section of the hall. Thank you for your cooperation.
Good morning, everyone. As we wait for our students to make their way to the stage, I want to thank Dr. Inga for setting the expectations. To help with the efficiency of this process, we would really appreciate if you would hold your applause until all 7 students' names have been called. And that just gives everyone a chance to hear their names, and for any families and friends and supporters here can hear the names too. So we appreciate your cooperation with that. And I would just like to say that it's a really special white coat ceremony for me personally. I was a member of the charter class of SGU, and so I was sitting in your spot 25 years ago today. Welcome. Are we ready? Our very first student to receive her white coat, Rachel Gelb. Valentina Trevino. Megan Callahan. Jay Shah. Lauren Elizabeth Aker. Halia Ting Kang. Ashlyn Turner. Thank you all for being so compliant. Good job. Joseph Santos. Josephine Shaw. Arsalan Ahmed. Bryce Todd. Leah Moan. Minsu Low. And Emily Cron. Caitlin Klavak. Dorlis Okay, we're going to try that again. Dorlis Ayala Reyes. Nia Brown Fonrose. Judy Tang. Caitlin Lawrence. Samantha Belair. Alyssa Clausen. Mackenzie Kalolu. Kylie Budd. Ashley Martin. Zach Kotler. Alexis Marianne Moore. Amy Covarrubias. And Jade McRae. Jonathan Rollins. Olivia Nichols. Grace Tice. Kayla Holt. Margaret Brana. Isabel Kim. Giselle Rivera. Chloe Fletcher. Shaylee Mount. Natasha Hong. Tammy Nguyen. Evan Albert. Joshua Eisenberg. Camry Sydney Rivera. Garrett Hartman. Augusta Simmons. Anderson Matsusaka. Gabriela Kostadinov. Caroline Hall. Rachel Hennenkamp. Danny Bustos. Elisha Barkanov. Allie. Annette Sandrick. Callie Glindmeyer. Teresa Rogero Cadilla. Viviana Martinez Martinez. Erica Becerra. Breon Billy. Gabrielle Ann Pardo. Ella Velimirovich. Luisa Del Nevo. Lindsay Loyak. Carly Skinner. Sydney Talley. Maya Katz. Emily Simonin. Fallen Weems. Madeline Fisher. Kiyu Sugata. Paige Chernisky. Paige Brand. Jillian Quay. Julia Turricini. Christina De Corral. Megan Bush. Rachel Scarborough. Holly Warden. Angelina Haraiko. Lauren Ruffner. Kerrigan Rowe. Mariana Munoz. Mark Lau. Sydney Dunn. Victoria Alvarez. Kayla Heathcote. Kaylin Edie. Elaine Dawson. Sophia Katarina Smith. Micah Nelson. Koala Troche. Denise Seifert. Kelly Eileen Butler. Alyssa Caruso. Autumn Butts. Kaylee Rodriguez. Sydney Edwards. Riley Riskin. Maggie Ann O'Regan. Christina Fuentes. Nicole Dacus. Brenna Wise. Sarah Fisher. Kate Purviance. Mercedes Blanchard. Jordan Northern. Isabel Drabert. Naomi Kroll. Shufen Wu. Hannah Martin. Elizabeth Johnson. Manveen Dhaliwal. Daniela del Castillo Herrera. Mandy Chung. Emma Seitzma. Gabrielle Gurman. Ryan Chahal. Kai Wright. Erica Probst. Laura Hofinger. Marielle Riesner Hansen. Norianne Gaviria. Jacob Mina. Gabrielle Mia. Carson Siraj. Nasim Taimouri. Brittany Phillips. Tony Hernandez. Jade Ruiz. Kendriana Dennis. Callan Dry. Emma Wallace. Miranda Goldezen. Lindsay Madden. Rebecca Shapiro. Cheyenne Blaine. Nikki Ann Grogan. Juliana Dodero. Mercedes Samaniego. Bethany Williard. Karis Luttrell. Alexia Cusis. Lindsay Gill. Casey Stacey Ann Brown. Erin Irachi. Christina DeMathis. Erin Hekamovich. Caitlin Dorlett. Zobia Ali Sheikh. Jacob Hodges. Elijah Threadgill. Shayna Benz. Ashton Albright. Francis Elliott. Catherine Lopes. Alexa Jordan. Danny Clausen. Matt Walraven. Cameron Rickenbach. Diana Blondette. Christina Lowry. Darius Caffey. Ladidra Hyacinth. Karina Salazar. Charlie McBride. Lily Erickson. Taylor Basie. Mandy Gershovich. Jade Nichols. Eric Lohr. McKenna Remmel. Megan Thomas. Anna Claire Willie. Marielle Isabel Paredes Victoria. Savante Magwood. Natalie Rossi. Madison Moore. Nuria Mona. Zoe Hayes. Kensley Hess. Claire Lickfeld. Jace Hohenthaner. Brian Jackson. Austin Thomas. Victoria Trena. Patrick Partika. Wilhelmina Medina. Allison Harper. Josephine Ferguson. Caitlin Rupp. Christine Riccio. Rebecca Castro. Greta Strasser. Sarah Fink. Zoe Logan. Giselle Morales. Caroline Nunez Cardoso. Peyton Howard. Zoe Lefkowitz. Sasha Kotsyokov. Michaela Diakova. And we will finish off the coding ceremony with students who will have special coders. The first one is Lauren Childs, who will be coded by Thank you. Please hold. Lauren Childs, who will be coded by a close family friend, SGU SVM alumnus, and current faculty member at the Small Animal Clinic, Dr. Christiane Shaw. Next, we have Sydney Nicole Stevens, who will be coded by her mentor and friend, Professor Emeritus at St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine, a beloved parasitologist, famous forever, Dr. Rhonda Pinkney. Next, we have Valeria Cruz, who will be coded by her mentor, Dr. Sunny Ruth. And finally, we have Alexis Jabba, who will be coded by her friend, Dr. Caitlin Renegar. Congratulations to the class of 2028 on receiving your white coats. May you wear it with pride.
Now I'd like to invite Dr. Sonia Cheatham, Associate Dean of Research, School of Veterinary Medicine at St. George's University, to lead the students in reciting aloud the professional commitment.
Thank you. Let's recite together the professional commitment that you will find at the front of your program. Being accepted into the profession of veterinary medicine, I solemnly swear to further my knowledge and skills for the benefit of society through the protection of animal health, the relief of animal suffering, the conservation of animal resources, the promotion of public health, and the advancement of medical knowledge. I will conduct my studies conscientiously, with dignity, and in keeping with the principles of veterinary medical ethics. I accept my responsibility to assist my colleagues to achieve our mutual goals. I acknowledge my obligation to adhere to the university's honor code and to conduct myself with integrity and in an ethical manner at all times. It is a privilege to have been the opportunity to become a veterinarian. I will be ever conscious of that privilege and never abuse it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cheatham. Exactly. Okay, so as you've heard, the incoming class has just completed the Professional Attributes Workshop, known as PAWS. Aside from your technical veterinary skills, PAWS focuses on the development of those life skills needed for success: communication, teamwork, and professionalism. To be a successful veterinarian, you need to have excellent people skills, you need to be a responsible member of a team, and you also need to become a servant leader. Without these skills, we will fail to fulfill our veterinary obligation, to be an advocate for those who cannot speak for themselves, our animal patients, and to use our skills for the benefit of society. The PAWS student facilitators will now share some of this experience with you through a special presentation.
6, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's all in my head, but I want non-fiction. I don't want the world, but I'll take this city. Who can blame a girl? Call me hot, not pretty. Baby, do you like this beat? I'm made so you dance with me. It's like 199 degrees. When you do it with me, do it with me. H-O-T-T-O-G-O, snapping, clapping, touch your toes. Raise your hands, now body roll. Snapping, clapping, touch your toes. Raise your hands, now body roll. H-O-T-T-O-G-O. Woke up alone, staring at my ceiling. I try not to care, but it hurts my feelings. You don't have to stare, come here, deal with it. No one's touched me there in a damn hot minute. And baby, don't you like this beat? I made it so you'd sleep with me. It's like 199 degrees. When you do it with me, do it with me. H-O-T-T-O-G-O, snapping, clapping, touch your toes. Raise your hands, now body roll. Dance it out, you're hot to go. H-O-T-T-O-G-O, snapping, clapping, touch your toes. Raise your hands, now body roll. H-O-T-T-O-G-O. H-O-T-T-O-G-O. have told me, babe, that someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
I was thinking about the band, I was thinking about the fans. We were underground, loading merch in that 12-passenger van, in a small club in Minnesota, and the snow outside of First Ave. I just wanted my name and a star. Now look at where we at, still growing up, still growing up. I would lay in my bed and dream about what I've become. Couldn't wait to get older, couldn't wait to be some. Now that I'm here, wishing I was still young. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would've told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Cause someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of the good old days.
Wish I didn't think I had the answers. Wish I didn't drink all of that glass first. Wish I made it to homecoming, got up the courage to ask her. Wish I would've gotten out of my shell. Wish I put the bottle back on that shelf. Wish I wouldn't have worried about what other people thought and felt comfortable with myself. Rooftop open, and the stars above. Moment frozen, sneaking out and falling in love. Me, you, and that futon, we just begun. On the grass dreaming, figuring out who I was. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would've told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Cause someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of the good old days.
Never thought we'd get old. Maybe we're still young. Maybe you always look back and think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far, I guess I'm proud, and I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile.
That really brings back some memories. Wow. Okay. So on behalf of SGU, I would like to thank the students, families, faculty, staff, and administrators for your support and presence at this ceremony. I ask that you please remain seated until directed by the ushers to exit through the side doors. Thank you all again for coming, and please join us at Modica Hall, open floor for a light reception of the hall. Thank you.